Two things. On Georgia today, any action for the president to try to get out the vote in the last minutes? And then secondly, do you have any update on the North American Leaders Summit next month? And if it is indeed happening next month, then the North American Leaders Summit is...
So let me take that one first. We're working with the government of Mexico on that. Don't have anything to share or anything to preview at this time, but we're in conversations. Clearly, that relationship is very important to the president. And but once we have something to preview, we certainly will share that. Oh yes, Georgia. What was the question again? I'm so sorry.
What is the president up to today? Is there any sort of last second, get out the vote efforts?
A couple of things. I want to be really careful. I'm covered by the Hatch Act, so can't really get into any lay out any strategy or planning on an election that's happening today, as we all know. But look, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. You've seen what the president has done. I think some of you traveled with us to Boston last week, where the president did a phone banking. He raised some money for Senator Warnock. He's always said that he's willing to do whatever it takes, whatever Senator Warnock needs for him to be helpful. And I'll take it back a little bit further. If you look at the midterm elections and you look at the role that the president had, I said this yesterday a little bit in the briefing room, which is, look, the president was able to lay out what the messaging was, right? What the messaging was for the Democrats who were running at the time, which is making that contrast for Republican officials and laying out what they wanted to do, how they were going to take our economy into a downturn by wanting to cut Social Security, by wanting to put Medicare in the chopping box because they didn't like the Inflation Reduction Act, a piece of legislation that's historic, that is going to lower cost for Americans. And let's not forget, fighting for our democracy. We saw voters and American public speak very clearly and say how important that was to them. Their freedom, when you think about Roe and their rights, they were very clear about how they wanted us to continue to fight for that as well. So look, again, not going to get into too specifics about today, but I'll just leave it there, so not to get myself in trouble here.